Boom. Welcome back to a new building video, my friends. Actually, this is the second base build that I'm dropping this year. Not a normal thing for me, but hey, I thought, you know what, it's last day of wipe. Instead of playing on, like just some random server on last day, let's go and make a second base for this year, right? Now, keep in mind, okay, because I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff. One thing to know about my bases, at least, the 2022 and the 2021, I've been sticking to the same airlock. I don't know, like, I enjoy this airlock. It may get repetitive to some people, but I like it because guess what? When you come back, back home from, like, a run, how is someone going to door camp this right here? How do you door camp this? Well, I mean, assuming that you actually, show up from, like, the front side. There's just no way that, like, someone could door camp it. And, I don't know, I've sort of fallen in love with that for some reason. It just makes me just always want to use this airlock. And it's, I guess just made of 4 triangles. But, yeah, I thought that I'd just mention that. Anyways, let's go and get inside of here and check it out, right? Oh, okay, let's not do that, okay? But you come in here, and keep in mind, this is the full endgame version of this thing, at least for me. Some of you guys might end up, obviously getting like sheet honeycomb and everything like that. And yeah, right here, this is just stone honeycomb, obviously. So yeah, you can always upgrade this however you want. Why is this thing? Yeah, ignore the tree. It can join along with the tour, I guess. So you come inside of here. To the people that know my base designs, this is nothing different to you whatsoever. Everything here is like completely just like you've seen all this, right? Even inside this inside this part, this is actually kind of different. Still kind of the same idea, is like an outer hallway outside the vault, but it's inside of triangles now. There's no square, right? It's like there's no squares at all. And keep in mind, when like this entire thing that you see, it can be made out like however you want. You can have 3 furnaces there, 3 furnaces over here. It's completely customizable. You get to make it like however you really want, right? This is just how I set it up for the furnished tour, right? And then you come down inside of here, and this is what we got. It's pretty much a 1x2, but the 1x2 is divided with a wall in between. Still very, very simple because that's, I'm a simple person, okay? I'm a simple person. I like to put down a base, get started from it, and then later on expand into something much bigger and better, right? I don't like to make a, like a 2x2 temporarily for like the first day of wipe and then go out with all these resources and build a mega base. There's nothing wrong with that. I like the convenience of the first base that you put down is the base that you eventually, end in as well from expanding inside of, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the entire downstairs. So then you come upstairs and you see this right here. Obviously, you would have a ladder right here to come upstairs. This could be a loot room, furnaces, whatever. Loot room, furnaces, whatever. This right here, loot room. And I put the boxes right here because I feel like this one right here, out of the choices of this, and this, I mean, you could use all 3, right? But this one's the best because it's so far away from the core of everything, so there's a pretty decent chance that they might miss everything here if they don't go through all the doors. But, as you can see, a lot of people like to go into the back part of my bases because, well, if you just splash with rockets, boom, it exposes all this, and then, boom, it exposes all that right there, right? So then they're going to have that, but then there's going to be all these closed garage doors and all this shit here, and chances are they're not going to eventually hit this front loot room. So that's why I partly recommend to use this room right here with decent stuff, just because it's over here in the front, right? But be careful. Maybe don't do that because the video said that, and then if they hear that in this video, then then they might raid that, right? So like you have to be careful with like things that I say to do, right? But yeah. But like this right here is the upstairs. Pretty much you just have, one of these. Ignore the wall that's missing here now due to like the example, but you have the, like just 2 squares right here, 7 box loot rooms. This is a total of 14 boxes right here. And yeah, you can even have more space inside these spots here, unless you want to use them for other things too, right? So then you end up coming up here, garage door, and then now you're on this window floor. You're on the window floor now. Could put down like good beds up here, like mixing tables, whatever the fuck like you really want, right? And there's 3 doors to like drop down on, like you can like scale the wall here, kinda. See that? You can like kind of like catch yourself as you fall. In case if like you need to get out of the base, like let's say that like you have an MP5, people are fucking plummeting your base, rockets on this side right here. You can come over here, leave out of this door, and maybe like drop down, like try and make a play, right? So it's always an option. You could always just drop out of like one of these doors right here, but that's like guaranteed fall damage. So I thought that I would add some actual doors to the side of this that have walls right here just underneath them that are easy to access. So yeah, and then up here, like you could fucking raise this base higher if you want. Like you can have more of these like second floors right here instead of a window floor. This is just how I'm gonna build it as a someone that mains solo, right? Like I want things to be pretty easy and convenient when it comes to my base because I'm not a full-blown grinder. And again, ignore this right here, but you know, I'm just gonna cover that up. Be sure to mix things up. But other than that, I guess let's go ahead and get into how to build this thing from start to finish and just I kind of show the phases of it. All right, so pretty much when starting out with this base, obviously, like with most bases, a flat spot is ideal. But, you know, like you could probably do it like up against kind of like a smaller hill like this. You just have to be a little bit careful and make sure that the honeycomb is going to go down, right? So if I was going to build it right here on this hill, I would make sure that this foundation right here is, you know, pretty low. Like make sure like the peak of it up there is like the grass is like poking through just a little bit. And then, you know, you just start out by building this thing like this. Boom, boom, boom. And then make sure that all the honeycomb can go down, right? Because if the hill is too close and then this right here is red, that's going to, you know, annoy you later if you can't get the honeycomb down. So, as you can see, all that right there goes down. But you don't have to get all that down right now. You just need to make sure that, like, it's all blue and whatever, right? The honeycomb will come later. Unless you have all the resources to do it right now and you want to do it right now and there, then feel free, right? But this right here is sort of what the starter looks like. Just like this. Pretty basic. It's almost just like a 1x2 vault, but with 2 extra triangles with the vault, right? Which makes it more spacious and easier to live in than just a 1x2 vault, I feel like. It's like an upgraded 1x2, but it's not quite a 1x2, but I guess in a sense it is. But now just start, you know, placing down all this. Just put walls all the way around the entire thing, just like this. Make sure that these walls right here are upgraded to wood, just like all my past bases with this right here. And like if you have a shit ton of stone, you can add the extra 2 triangles right here, and then just put walls on those, you know, as well, instead of having the temporary wood wall that you're just going to break later to later on expand into that, right? Yeah, you know, like just start upgrading everything. I'm going to assume that you have stone. And all this is very, very just straightforward and simple. Very, very easy to make. That's why I, like, that's why I make these bases. Like, are they the fucking best of the best? No, they're not the best of the best. You know, they're not the best of the best. But they are very convenient and they're solid at that, right? So that's why I like them. Then, you know, sheet door goes on. I would put down a single wood door frame just because you're not going to want 2 singles there later on. I mean, like, you can have that. It's not going to ruin anything necessarily, but you're going to want a garage door there later. So if you end up upgrading it to stone, you're going to have to jackhammer it out, right, later on, unless you want to keep it single. But ideally, in my shoes, and what I like to do is make it wood to where then I can later on melee it away to put down a garage door, double door frame, and all that stuff, right? So yeah, this right here is the starter. This right here is like what you start in, you know, like this is going to be where you live. And if you can't get in, you can always just put down like a temporary twig triangle if like it's a little bit too high. And yeah, just make sure like there's not like a big drop off in front of this because you're going to need room for that airlock that was back there, right? And then, you know, like if you're needing to like get off, you're going to need to, you know, obviously you're going to have this part right here done as well because like this is a vault and like that's just how it works. To where then now, if you're ready to get off, make sure that you have a bed inside of here, right? Make sure that you have a bag before you get off because if you don't, then you're literally going to trap yourself out of your base. So you're going to have your bag, your TC, your boxes, obviously all that normal stuff, right? TC goes this way though. But you know what? For this sake, I'm going to put it in the opposite spot than the tour because you need to be mixing these things up to make it less predictable for raiders to just drill with C4 directly to TC, right? There's going to be a wall right in between there and then, you know, place down furnaces or whatever, place down boxes or whatever. I would recommend furnaces over here because this over here is going to be like a main loot room if you know, TC's not there, but yeah, that's pretty much that. Then, you know, like after you have like, you know, like you had like your startup day, you have some boxes in here and whatever, right? Like, then it's like, okay, I'm ready to get off. How do I get off now? How do I seal up this thing? Well, if you have 26 high qual, I'd recommend upgrading both these right here to armored. If not armored, upgrade them to sheet. It's just to avoid people coming through your front door. Ignore the trees. They're just following us, I guess. I don't know. I keep on accidentally spawning in these things. They're enjoying their time, though. But it's pretty much just to avoid someone just being like, oh shit, man, he has stone foundations. Right now they're armored because I upgraded them. But if they're stone, they can just destroy this one door or even the wood wall, which is kind of scary if you don't, you know, expand quick enough. Then they can just jackhammer down through the stone and then, you know, when that foundation's gone, they get into here for free, right? Even with the vault sealed. Because when the vault is sealed, it's going to be looking like this, right? So with this foundation right here gone, if they jackhammer, then they just get free access, right? So you have to keep that in mind. But yeah, just to show it just one more time, this is how you seal it, you know. You're inside of here, you're ready to get off. Okay, I'm ready to get off. I have 24 plus hours of upkeep. I'm ready to get off. come down here, half wall, down, right there. And then triangle, and then you only upgrade the triangle. You don't upgrade the, the twig. The twig is, because then you spawn in the next day, you F1 kill in console, come right here, grab a tool, destroy this, and then you're able to get out, right? So that's kind of how that right there works. Now let's say they're ready to start expanding. Right now we're going to get the entire airlock done in these extra loot rooms. So you're going to need melees inside of your base, and if you don't have any melees, just make some machetes with wood and, metal frags. It's a default BP, so it's easy. And you're going to destroy this wall and this wall right here with it, right? And if you're actually, to be a little bit more smart, just make sure that, as you destroy that, no one kills you, then goes deep and all that. What you can do is just, come outside before you do that and just place down this stuff early, right? Place down all this, make sure that it's all stone or wood. I mean, it can be wood, but stone is ideal when starting this out. And then you can destroy this wall right here, and then boom, no one's going to be going deep because the room's just here and ready, right? So yeah, there's 2 triangles there. Obviously, this wall right here is going to be gone, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And then boom, there we go. So now we have this shape right here, right? Pretty awkward shape. That tree, I like this. I like that, all right? Let's just throw some nature directly onto the base, right? This right here is going to be the airlock, though. That's going to be that. Very, very simple. Just 4 triangles, just making an actual triangle, right? You're going to have a frame there, a single door here, wall, wall, floor, floor, floor. And now this right here is optional, right? Because the double door frame is going to go right here to get to the 2nd floor. But if you don't have any metal flakes to make that, you can... Here, man, let's go ahead and just firstly upgrade all of this stuff right here first before anything. All that right there is going to be stone. And then boom. And then if you want, like I was just now saying, you can put down twig and then just upgrade it to wood and then destroy it, just like you destroyed the walls over here with machetes. You can hit it right there in the center to destroy it to later on expand. Or if you have the metal frags, put down wall, wall, right? You're going to need to find a way to get up here with like a furnace or something that you can place down right there. Or a ladder, ideally. You just place down all this right here. And then a double door frame, and then, you can, put down a double door. Boom. Then you're sealed up, and then you're all good. And then if you have a ladder already, or a furnace, whatever the fuck you can place down right here to get up, then you can actually start exiting from the top of your base to avoid door campers overall, right? Like, you come up here, you look down here on the side, okay, no one's door camping me. Leave this way. All right, cool. And then, yeah. So that's this stage of the base, right? Which it's like at this stage, you need to start getting Honeycomb down, right? Because, yeah, Honeycomb's just like the next smartest step, which the Honeycomb for this base is only required around the 1x2. You could do it in other spots, and I chose not to do that because I just like to keep things super simple with the peak downs and everything like that. Like, I don't like to have my bases be too bulky, so I make some sacrifices that I feel like are worth it. But it's literally just this right here. Just 4 pieces of, triangle honeycomb, which all this is very, very basic. You just put down triangles, and it's about as, basic as it gets when it comes to building is, honeycombs. Then you have this shape right here, right? Don't let the tree confuse you. It's a very symmetrical thing, right? Which actually, I've thought about it, man. I should make a non-symmetrical base, because I feel like non-symmetrical bases are very hard to predict. Most bases are symmetrical. And I feel like that's honestly kind of a bad thing. I feel like just having an awkward, unsymmetrical base that's just good at the same time, that's high-level thinking, guys. That's true adult-level thinking, all right? But also with this honeycomb, keep in mind that you do want to get this middle piece right here down. So hopefully you can do that. So we're going to go ahead and do that right there. Boom. Easy peasy, just like that. So now you come up here from your top door. Okay, nice, we're up here, and I'm ready to start expanding. Just put down walls literally around this entire top. Around the entire thing, right? Very, very simple. Super, super simple, right? And then upgrade everything to stone or whatever you're using. And then, you can see, the honeycomb that we ended up doing. Fill that up. Unless you have any, creative ideas. Feel free to, put some shit right here if you want. Do whatever, right? It's, you get to play with this type of stuff. Yeah, just fill up all the honeycomb. And then just put floors everywhere up here except for in one spot, okay? And that spot is right here. That one right there. It's the triangle that's, right here. just pointing in the center of the 1x2, you know, squares right there, right? So then just upgrade everything up here. Super basic, you know. I just love an easy base that's just easy to comprehend, you know. Like, I love that personally. And then right now, temporarily, you can build this right here to get up and down if, you know, like if you don't have ladders. You can't do this, sadly, over here where there's a shop front window. And some people have actually asked me, Dylan, how come you don't just use a glass window, like, you know, like one of the reinforced glass windows, one of these? Because it's a tier 2 item, right? It's a tier 2 workbench item. Not everyone's gonna have that shit, so I feel like that one down there is good. Plus, some people might just be interested in trading with like people in their area and stuff, so it's nice to just have a trading window on your base, I feel like. But then right here, pretty much all that you really have to do is just, you know, come up here, do this, upgrade everything accordingly. And then put down a door like that, just like you expanded up to the 2nd floor, and then boom, now you have this. Alright? You're able to get off, whatever, seal up the vault, all that. Do keep in mind, though, like, if you're already at this point, what your next step should be, like, no matter what, even, like, earlier on, it can be a step if you have the stuff for it. But be sure that you're upgrading your vault as you go. Alright? Upgrade stuff to sheet down here inside the main core. The main vault, you know, like, and, like, what it's upgraded to should be your biggest priority first before upgrading anything else in the base. Because this is going to be, like, where all your best shit is at. Or maybe not. Maybe you can have it not be the best place and have it be somewhere else, scattered somewhere secret in the base. It's all up to you, right? You have to play games with these raiders. Everyone's going to assume that everything is going to be here, which maybe it should be because it is the most secure spot, but there could also be spots that raiders can miss. So you have to be thinking about it like that. Like, where would the raider not go? Like, study the base once it's built and think, okay, chances are they're not going to go here. I'm going to risk this and put, you know, half my sulfur over here, right? You could always just, you know, play games like that, which is good. But yeah, now we have like a full sheet vault here that we ended up upgrading to, which means, obviously, when you would seal this and get off for the day, like before, you would upgrade that to sheet and not stone like before, right? And, you know, like it would still get destroyed when, like, you break that twig. So now we have this, you know? And now we're ready to make this, this window floor, which is incredibly easy. Just stupid easy, of course, you know? You come up here, okay, so first thing that you have to do, triangle, 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 triangle. Just like that, you know? Very simple and basic triangles. And then you put down a triangle right there, and then you put down a triangle right there, okay? So if you come out this door and then come out it like this empty square, you put it off of this right here. And then over here, you don't do it the exact same way, right? Like, look at it from, like, this view right here. This is how you should have it from this view, right? And the reason that those triangles can't come off the same spot is just because the doors that open up for the peak downs that you can't fall through, you know, like, it has to be this way in order for those peak downs to work properly with the doors. So do that, and then there's actually just a little bit more that we have to do. You put down triangle there, square there, right? This is just for, like, the front area. And then boom, right? You have that right there. It's beautiful. I know, it's beautiful. And then, I mean, like, that's really it. Now you just need to put down all the doors, right? Which, to put down all the doors, you pretty much just, like, on the peak downs, just put it on the right side of the peak down every single time. So you go there, there, you know? Like, you never put it on, like, this left part. Now you can just go and just start putting down windows. Not in every single spot, unless you want it to be in every single spot, but you can also put down the doors, and this is optional. You don't even have to have the doors. You can just have all windows if you want. But me personally, I like to put down a door there, a door here, and a door over here in the center for easy drop downs and easy ways to get out of the you know, the base if needed from a certain direction. But you can always just replace those right there with windows. You know, it's all up to you. And then that right there will be that 3 doorways, and then the rest just, you know, windows on that outer layer. I'm hearing my dad's dog bark right now. Now it's going to just start upgrading everything to stone that we just now put down. And boom, there we go. You know? And now it's just about just filling it in, you know, with all the floors, except for this spot right here, because this spot right here, you're as soon as you're, like, just about to put down, like, all the top floors here, put down this frame, put down this wall, and put down this frame right here, and then this wall, and then this right here is going to be your way up to the tip-top floor where you can, you know, later on add electricity, add another floor, whatever the fuck you really want to do, right? It's all up to you. And obviously at this point you might have garage doors, so don't be thinking that you have to make fucking double sheet doors. Obviously armored doors and garage doors is, like, you know, the best shit, so you want to have those things. Now we're just filling up the entire floor, though. Just kind of, you know, bring in what's down here floor-wise up. Oh, no, those don't place? What am I ever going to do? Oh, okay, I just had to do that. Okay. And, like, literally any time that, like, you think that, like, okay, I want extra stability on this thing. The stability's kind of low. There's only 14% on that. You can always just add frames around this entire top area and stuff, you know. I'm not going to do it personally, but you're able to do that if having, like, low stability on these top floors bothers you. It is all up to you, my beautiful friend, okay? I appreciate you coming through today, checking out the base, whether if you think that it's trash or not, you know. I appreciate you and your time today, you know. We're almost done with this thing, though. Obviously, you're going to be, like, putting down, like, more doors than, like, what I'm showing you. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be doors, like, here. You know, like, you're going to be having all these different things right here down. And, yeah. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. You can always refer back to the tour to know exactly, like, you know, like, which doors go where and stuff like that. But as I build, I kind of like to leave stuff empty because it opens up a lot of possibilities for how you want to take this on and switch it up in your own unique way, right? So I feel like that's a pretty important thing, and it's just good for you to just mess around and, you know, get into this base on your own and really furnish everything, you know, I like how you want, slash even better than what the tour was, right? The tour base was very, very basic, right? And you could do a lot more smarter things with this, and that's all up to you. I'm here to give the basic, you know, layout of this shit, right? To just fuck around with, like, the interior and all that, and yeah. But I mean, like, that's pretty much the base. Then, you know, like, you just put on, like, whatever embrasures onto the windows you want, you know, and, like, with, like, these doors, you obviously just put them in like that. Don't put them in, you know, backwards and have them be, like, open up down and be like, duh, dude, it doesn't work, bro. You're a bad builder. Make sure it opens up the right way, okay, silly goose you. Alright? But that's really it, I think, man. Then it's just, like, extra shit, you know? Like, the only way that this base right here is, well, I mean, like, people can door camp you as, like, you're inside, but, you know, like, you can always clear it out from up here and whatever. But if you want to avoid people, like, overall camping, like, inside of deeper corners inside, like, the whole base, you can always add things like wood spikes, like, right here, you know? I wouldn't add metal barricades just because right here, you know, later on you might want to add, like, a foundation and then add turrets on it, right? Like, shit like that. So I feel like wood spikes is kind of a good temporary solution. If you're ever, and, you know, like, that, you know, like, that's only if, like, you're ever worried about if, you know, if someone's going to be, like, camping inside there. Which is probably going to be kind of a rare occurrence, but I don't know, man. I love bringing this classic airlock to my shit. I mean, like, it's a very simple and basic airlock, but I just love the triangle part of it, just because it makes it so hard to door camp you if, like, you're running back home, like, no, like, you know, like a DB guy, for example. If your shit had, like, an angle around it, kind of like this, a DB guy could just sit here, listen, and then just run, and then just boom, boom, kill you, right? But with this, it's like, how do you do that? That's this base design here a little bit before the summer begins, you know, this year in 2022. Yeah, hopefully you liked it if you were expecting to like it, you know, and if you don't, well, thanks for at least checking it out, you feel me? Thanks for, you know, checking it out at least, and feel free to always be commenting or letting me know in my Discord how it's going, or on Twitter, whatever, and be updating me on like how you're customizing it, even like, yo, Dylan, look at this way that I did this, right? And, you know, like, I'm all into that. There's a good amount of people that actually message me saying, yo, Dylan, you can make your 2022 design so much better by doing this. And again, I know of all these different methods and how I could make this right here even more crazy, but again, I like to leave that to the person that's making it, for them to get creative and all that. Yeah, like, there's many different ways to make this place fucking crazy secure on the inside and everything like that. And yeah, shout out to all the people that like to send me customized versions of my base and, you know, show off, like, their discoveries and, you know, how they think it could be better and stuff. But yeah, this one right here is the final version, obviously. And yeah, I'm excited to rock this base, man. I'm probably going to be rocking it throughout a lot of the summer and even maybe a lot of the year, depending on, you know, how much I'm swapping between this and my other 2022. And if you ended up making it here to the end of this video, comment the word beautiful, okay? Because this is going to be a beautiful summer. on Rust, and just, of course, in life, okay? We're going to be dominating in Rust and dominating on everything outside of Rust because, you know, that's just how we move, okay? Yeah, I'll see you next time, my friend. You have a beautiful one, and, yeah, peace out, and bye-bye now, dear.